and welcome back to AR77. Today we are looking at the Sig Sauer P226 .177 caliber pellet CO2 powered replica air pistol. Made by Sig Sauer as part of their ASP line, Action Sport Pistols. This is a full metal blowback, as I said, pellet firing pistol, and it's a replica particularly of the P226 Navy, I believe, which is why we have this anchor here. So this is the sort that I think Navy SEALs would carry before they moved on to things like the P320. The P226 has been used in America for a long time for law enforcement and military purposes. It's a very popular pistol. And this is a replica of that. Looks very nice, feels very good. Let's talk a little bit about it. So this is the first thing I'll sort of just get out of the way. This is a little laser that I stuck on the front. I had it, I don't know where I got it, I had it ages, and I just thought, I better stick that on something. So I stuck it on this one because I just thought it looked okay. So it's just on there for the time being. I might end up taking it off. I do quite like the clean lines of most of my pistols. I don't really attach toys to them, but I thought I'll give it a go for a bit, have a bit of fun with some laser targeting. Let's have a look. So, full metal gun, first and foremost. Nice subtle markings, Sig Sauer P226. Got your pellet mark there, FS, still don't know what that S stands for. .177 cal, 4.5mm. You've got your takedown lever here. Metal, doesn't do anything, doesn't take down. You get your slide catch release here, doesn't do anything because the slide, although it slides back and it does blow back, it's not going to catch on anything. This is a revolver essentially. Looks like a semi-auto, but it's a revolver. Hence, you've got no cutout ejection port there, which is a shame. I said the same about the X5. It's a shame that there isn't a cutout there, but that's one of the reasons I went for this in black, actually, because that becomes more obvious. All these little details become more obvious. And I think you can also get this pistol in flat dark earth, I think they call it, which is kind of like a muddy green. But things like that little detail just stand out a bit more when you go for other colours, whereas in black it's a bit more subtle and you can get away with more, I think. Because obviously, as you know, I like these because of their authenticity. I like the replica aspect. Metal trigger, a very heavy pistol. Everything's metal. You can tell there's a lot of metal outside and in. You have a safety there. So you see red, you're on fire. S for safe. So if you're on safe, it just won't. I think it just doesn't basically release the CO2. This doesn't obviously have any CO2 in it. If you're firing, it would release CO2. I think that's the way it works because it doesn't disengage anything. It's quite stiff because this is. I've not used the pistol very much. But you can cock it by racking the slide like that, and then it's cocked. And then the good thing is, if you get, let's say you get so far through and you need to reload, then without losing all your CO2 or anything like that, you can just take that out, put it on safe, and then you can also decock it as well. So if you wanted to carry on the next day, you could decock the gun and leave the CO2 and everything in there. I wouldn't recommend leaving CO2 in these guns for too long because it will begin to leak and it'll damage your seals and things. But I think overnight, a couple of days, it's not the end of the world, as long as you think about how you're storing it, because if you leave it with CO2 in it, it's a bit of an accident waiting to happen. I always lock these away. I put them in locked boxes, out of the way. If it's got CO2 in it, try and make sure that there's no ammunition in it, because it'd be easy for somebody to pick that up and have a really, really nasty accident. They're not toys. So yeah, if you were leaving CO2 in it, make sure there's no ammunition in it. Make sure you got all your pellets out. Lock it up, keep it out of the way. Even without pellets, you can get debris and things like that down the barrel, and it could fire something out. And it only has to happen once, and then you you're regretting that for a long time. So enjoy them, but enjoy them safely is kind of my motto. Metal hammer. Let's have a look at the sights. So white dot sights, front and rear. Really nice sight picture there. Oh, now then, what did I do? Tell you what I did. As I moved around, hit my magazine release. Now I think that might be plastic. These are metal, but that's got a different quality to it, hasn't it? Yeah, that might well be plastic. Let's take that magazine out then. We'll talk about the magazine in a bit. So you got these slide serrations, front and rear. They're quite nice. Again, markings on it, quite subtle. You've got your Sig Sauer on the handle, which is nice to see. Good grip, nice kind of grippy texture there, and you've got all this. That's the door.
Someone knocking at the door, somebody ringing the bell.
I'm back again. Apologies there, the doorbell rang, so what are you going to do? Could have been very important, but it wasn't. So, we're back. Yeah, so you've got Sig Sauer markings here. Nice grippy grips, you could say. And that's continued kind of at the back here, all the way around. Yeah, they're quite nice. I think if they were wet, they might become a bit slidey, but it's not like you're actually a Navy SEAL, is it? So I think we got to here. We've got all this warning information. Made in Japan, these. Subtle warning information, so that's quite nice. Doesn't get in the way. And at the front here, you've got your... It's not recessed at all. That's a barrel for .177. Let's have a look. So it looks like that, but you don't tend to. You shouldn't look at that end anyway. Really, it's not a good idea to point a pistol at yourself, even if it's just an air pistol. So it's not the end of the world that it's not recessed. That's the laser on the front, very, very cheap laser, just for a bit of fun. Does it work even? Yeah, it does. There you go. Yeah. This does unscrew, revealing a threaded barrel for a pretend suppressor, silencer, so on and so forth. So I don't know why you'd want to do that, but if you're looking for something that looks like it's got a suppressor on it, you're able to do that. I think if you were going to do that, I would recommend probably a different gun, because there's one by Gammo. There's a pellet pistol by Gammo, which is very similar to this, very similar in how it shoots, similar sort of magazines and everything. And it's the, is it called P85 or PT85 or something like that? Tactical, and that comes with an extended kind of suppressor on that end. And the good thing about that one is, I think the barrel runs down the length of the suppressor, so there's actually a reason for you having on there. It's an extended barrel, so you're going to get more accuracy. Whereas for this one, it would just purely be for cosmetic purposes. Yeah, I think that's it. You've got your rail, as you can see. I've got my laser on there. The more I think about it, the more I think that's going to be coming off sometime soon. In terms of putting your CO2 in, very straightforward and very similar to the, identical really to the Sig X5. You've got this catch here, which releases that. You stick your CO2 in, it will engage with the seal at the bottom there. That will pierce your CO2 when you close that up. Once you get to there, you're committed. Get that locked in nice and tight. Your CO2 is ready for you. Then I have a magazine here to show you. This magazine is loaded. So this does have pellets in it. So let's show you that. So it's 16 round magazine. Got some instructions there. So you put your pellet in that way. Yeah, you stick your pellets in there. So you've got 8 and that rotates. So like I say, they are revolvers. So when you pull the trigger, although it's blowback, it is double action. It's not single action. It's not going to fully bring that trigger back for you. So when you pull the trigger, that kind of engage, it rotates the mag, and then I think the second stage of it releases the CO2. So each time you pull the trigger, it's doing that. And the blowback function, I think, is largely cosmetic, really. I mean, it knocks the hammer back, but I think it's largely cosmetic. I think it's more about what things look like. Dead straightforward. 8 there, 8 there. So, pew, 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 fire 8. Turn it over, pew, 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 keep firing. Nice. Dead straightforward. Make sure the pellets go forward. I shouldn't have to say that, but it goes in at a kind of a bit of an angle like that. Similar magazine to the Beretta PX4 Storm. Similar also to the Gammo PT85 that I mentioned. Similar also to the CZ75 pellet pistol, I think. But I don't think they all work in each other. Some might, but I think these ones don't fit the PX4 Storm, certainly. And vice versa, but they look similar. So there you go, yeah. The Sig Sauer P226 Navy blowback CO2 fire, .177 firing air pistol. Hope you enjoyed the review there. These are going to cost you, I don't think they cost that much actually, 120 quid, maybe 130 quid. It's all metal, so it's pretty solid. Feels really good, and it's a really good replica of the P226. I really like it. I wasn't going to get one of these at first because I thought, oh, without that cut out, it doesn't look much like a replica, and this, that, and the other, and nothing works, and you can't take it down or anything. As soon as I bought it, I was glad that I did. I've seen other reviews where I think there's a guy, replica reviews, I think they're called, and he does some really good reviews, really in depth, and he takes one of these and does some accuracy testing, and it proves not to be very accurate for him. And I don't know if that's just the one that he's got, or if it's the pistol, or what. He sort of says he's not a particularly accurate pistol shooter, so fair dues there. I've had no problems with this in terms of the accuracy that I've been trying to achieve, which is knocking over a can. So he was perhaps trying to be a bit more accurate than that. I've been okay with this. It's done enough for me. It's put holes in paper and it's knocked over tin cans, so it's been a lot of fun. But I do recommend the videos that he has out there, replica reviews. They're good. Yeah, I like it a lot. Feels really good. Feels really weighty. The Sig Sauer P226. Hope you enjoyed the review. Please like, please subscribe, please share, and do let me know if you're enjoying the videos. Thank you very much. I will see you next time. All the best.